The whole scheme of still attempting to make the party look as though we're a group of hoodlums or thugs or criminals.
Elaine Brown is from Philadelphia. She was raised by her mother, Dorothy Clark, who worked to make sure Elaine could attend private schools. In return, Elaine practiced ballet, learned classical piano, and strived to make her mother proud. She would leave for California, where she hoped to pursue a career in music. While working as a waitress at a strip club called the Pink Pussycat, she would meet music producer and FBI spy J. Richard Kennedy. He'd teach her about civil rights, capitalism, and communism.
I go to watch with this woman. She introduced me to the girls. This is Miss Brown, and she's going to be teaching you piano. Isn't that exciting? Say hello, and they're like, hello, Miss Brown. And I looked at them like, they're looking at me as though I represent some type of hope. I don't represent any hope for them. Piano lessons is not going to help them. They need something more than that. Look how they got these little cheap dresses on, live in this terrible community. Don't have anything going for them. They're poor. I know what they need. I know what they need because I know them. I know them because I am them, and I forgot.
After leaving the Pink Pussycat, she worked for the Harambe, which was a newspaper that published work for many so-called radical organizations. It was created by Ron Karenga, the founder of U.S. Organization or Organization US. He could never stick to one name for himself or the group. She was still working for the paper when Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. This is when she would attend her first Black Panther meeting, eventually joining the Los Angeles chapter as a rank-and-file member. In 1968, Panthers Chief of Staff David Hilliard requested she record some songs. This led to the album Seize the Time, which would then become the theme song of the Black Panther Party. She would also become an editor for the Black Panther newspaper at this time, and in 1971, she would become the Minister of Information.
There are programs that are detrimental to the community that have been supported essentially by the city and put upon the people by the city with really very little understanding on the part of the board members. And there are programs such as the Senior Citizens Transportation Program, which we've mentioned, which we attempted to get pushed through this board or pushed through the city, in which the city rejects through its various bureaucratic rules and so forth and so on. It's very difficult to talk about anything so concrete as someone here being given some side money, but it is very easy to see that the Model Cities program, after 3 years of operation in the city of Oakland and in West Oakland in particular, has done essentially nothing for the people other than put in some streets and a few bus stations that will protect people from the rain partially.
She would first run for Oakland City Council in 1973, coming up short, but in 1974, when Huey P. Newton fled to Cuba while facing murder charges, she would be chosen to lead the Black Panther Party. She was in charge until 1977 and doubled down on the survival programs and elections. Notably, she managed the campaign of Lionel Wilson, who would become Oakland's first black mayor. She was the mind behind the Liberation School, which would be recognized by the state of California as a model school. She would tap Ericka Huggins to be the school's director and Regina Davis as an administrator. The school didn't have grade levels, but skill levels. Elaine would teach reading to children who had been deemed as lost causes by other schools, but they thrived at the Liberation School.
Have this transformative moment, and you can never unknow now what you now know. And it's something so big you can never ignore it. And those little girls sparked something in me that said, I do know now what has been my confusion, my pain. It really was never just mine, it was ours.
Almost a year after Huey's return, she would step down from leadership and leave the party in disgust. Regina Davis scolded a male co-worker who felt a woman had no right to do so. The male co-worker beat her, gave her a concussion, broke her jaw, and left her hospitalized in the process. Huey P. Newton failed to condemn the beating. That was enough for Elaine Brown. She would state, the beating of Regina would be taken as a clear signal that the words Panther and comrade had taken a gender-on-gender connotation, denoting an inferiority in the female half of us. Elaine would quit the Panthers and leave Oakland for LA. She continued fighting for people after she left. Primarily, prison reform became a cause she dedicated much time to. If the Panthers were already falling apart before Huey fled to Cuba, they were done in when Elaine left. Having the only woman to lead the party, the woman who sang the theme song, the woman who founded a school that brought some shine back to the organization and had them praised by the state of California, leave in disgust motivated many others to follow.